start whenever you're ready.
Hi, everyone. This is Michelle Gramoglia, the President and CEO here at Woodland Pond, and this is my weekly address for a Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, August 29th, 2023. I've got a number of things I'd like to go over with my address today, but let's start with some COVID information. We have seen some new COVID cases on campus, and I'll go through the numbers quickly here and then answer some of the questions that you've raised in the last 24 hours. Yesterday, if you are on my listserv for email, you saw that I announced that we are required by New York State Department of Health regulations to send out a notification via email about any new cases of COVID in a health center staff member or a resident. And we did have one of each yesterday. So these are folks that test positive. We did have a Garden View staff member and a assisted living resident. Neither really have any contact with one another. And each of them tested positive, not severely symptomatic, but they each did test positive. So I sent out the email notification. In that notification, I did also include that we had decided some time ago that we will not make general notifications about staff members in independent living nor resident positives in independent living unless we have an outbreak. We have had COVID cases in independent living throughout COVID, including this winter, this spring, and this summer. COVID has never gone away. It's essentially akin to a common cold. It's a virus. We just happen to have tests that prove that it exists. And we are expecting to see this go up, just as we see the flu go up every fall. We always see New York State announce it's flu season. We expect to see COVID go up as the fall comes along. The difference is we have a test for this virus now. So we will continue to do the same thing. As far as the questions that you've asked, let me answer them for you. No, there is absolutely no requirement for you to test yourself for COVID. So yes, there are tests available, but no, there is no obligation for you to test yourself. Yes, there is a general humanitarian expectation that if you are not feeling well for any reason, you should stay in and not expose yourself to others. That's whether you have a tickle in your throat, if you're nauseous. It's just the right thing to do to not come out and expose yourself to your neighbors if you're not feeling well. But you do not have to take a COVID test. I want to be very clear about that. We just happen to have a test for this particular virus, but there have been viruses for a long time. It's just no one has developed tests for those viruses. So there is no requirement for you to test. So if you do not want to test, you do not have to. But I'm asking you that if you don't feel well, that you stay in, stay away from folks, and please do not expose yourself to others. If you do choose to test yourself and you do test positive, please let us know. If you test positive, obviously, if you are in the health center, we're going to know that and we're going to make the notifications. The other thing that I would ask, if you live in independent living and you would like to test, we can provide you with a test, but please do not come to Mary Jo. And please, if you utilize the services of either Access Medical or Dr. DiNapoli, and you usually see Kim Clued, please do not go to her, and please do not go to Mary Jo or Angel. Please call them and they will deliver a test to you to perform yourself. We don't want to expose the nurses that see a lot of residents. That wouldn't be good because then they could potentially expose others. So call them first. Please do not come to their office if you do want to test. So again, the biggest message here is there is absolutely no requirement for you to test. This is your choice. But if you want to test, we will bring a test to you. We don't want you to come to the nurses. We will hand you a test at a safe distance. Similarly, there is currently only a masking requirement in the health center for staff at this time. And that is because CDC recommendation is that once we have a positive test in a healthcare setting, which is the health center, that healthcare personnel must mask for 14 days from the date of a positive test. So again, that is only in the health center, and that got triggered yesterday with the positive tests of the staff and the resident in the health center. So there's currently not a masking requirement in independent living, and nor is there a masking requirement for guests or residents in the health center. So you certainly may choose to mask. That's your choice. Do your research, talk to your primary care provider if you'd like to. All of this may evolve, we're not sure. But you have to make the choices that you want to make for your own healthcare profile. And again, speak to your primary care provider. At this point, you know, that's your choice based on your own decision making. Okay. One thing that we have decided though is because the clam bake scheduled for September 10th was expected to be a crossover event between staff, residents of both independent living and the health center, and families of all ages. And because school is going to have been in session at that point, we have decided to cancel the clam bake scheduled for September 10th. So on September 10th, there will be no clam bake, and there will be brunch served as usual in the main dining room. So if you had signed up for the clam bake, we will, that will not be happening on September 10th. Okay, there's been a question that was raised via Tom Gilder. I think this came from someone else through the Residents Council about when the new EV charging stations will be ready outside of the health center. We were just waiting for the electrical connections to be completed. We were waiting for a new panel and transformer to be installed on those. There are 4 new electric vehicle charging stations that will be plugged in, so to speak. We expect those to be completed by the end of next week. And once those are in, the existing EV charging station, which is probably 6 or 7 years old at this point, will be replaced. We're going to be using the same company that is installing the ones in front of the health center to replace the old one here that has become not reliable at this point. We do have one that works here. So there will be a little bit of a lead time on this one. The next topic also relates to electric. You may have noticed in the last couple of days that the street lights were half working. The ones in the back actually stopped working the night before last. And we initially were thinking that it was related to the cottage installations. And we determined that that wasn't the case. So the contractor and Tom's team started doing some due diligence and actually discovered that there was a mouse nest in the base of one of the tall street lamps. And based on some pictorial evidence that I was just pleasantly exposed to, determined that not only was it a mouse nest, but also a very large and now deceased snake as well. So we aren't kidding when we say that mice and snakes are a problem. And we really need folks to be mindful of the issues that birds' nests and other debris, bird feeders cause on the campus. We really are going to have to start cracking down on these things. And we are going to be looking at the bird feeder policy. I think we're going to have no choice but to really start enforcing the seed with no shells and only having the bird feeders be out at the time of year when the societies recommend them to be, because these are really causing issues. We're finding more and more mechanical devices that are being chewed out by mice nests and things. we're really seeing a significant issue. So we're going to be talking about this more as a management team. Thank you very much to our Adopt a Highway volunteers yesterday. You guys did a great job. We're going to do some things to thank you, and it's wonderful to see the Woodland Pond folks out there, and the community at large loves to see you. So thank you so much to that crew. The next thing, we are going to be doing some more significant enforcement of the folks that are frankly abusing our 3-hour handicap parking spots. I'm looking out my window now. There are folks that are just not moving your cars. You're using our 3-hour parking spots, and those really are for people that need to be here for 3 hours or less. And we just cannot have that. Those are supposed to be transient spots for people that are here, that have business in the building for a short period of time and then need to move their cars. So we will be speaking to you about not parking there long term. 3 hours is 3 hours, and we have those there for a reason. We need you to be respectful of your neighbors and be mindful of those signs. So please do expect to hear a little bit more about that. Some exciting news that you're going to see in the newsletter. We have started a new collaboration with Mount St. Mary's College, and starting on Thursday, September 7th, and then for Thursdays all the way through the fall semester and Fridays, we are going to have, I think, 2 nursing students that are going to be here working with Angel and Mary Jo, our independent living wellness RNs, that are going to be working through their community nursing program and learning all there is to know about community-based nursing through their Mount St. Mary's program. So they're working towards their registered nursing degrees, and we're so excited about this collaboration. Anything that we can do to collaborate with the community, we always want to do that. So we're very excited about this, and we've never done this before. So congratulations to Cameron for working on this collaboration. And I know that Mary Jo and Angel are very excited about this. So hopefully you all get to meet our nursing students that will be working with Angel and Mary Jo starting on September 7th on Thursdays and Fridays. The next thing that you hopefully all saw in the Chanticleer, and you can see this sample bouquet at Concierge. A resident had asked us if we could find a local florist that would be willing to do a subscription service for us, and Meadow Scent had agreed, and they offered us a $25 monthly or $50 for twice a month delivery of seasonal arrangements. If you're interested, totally optional, obviously. The first delivery comes with a vase, and then each subsequent delivery would come packaged and ready for you to put into that initial vase. But you can see the sample at Concierge, and if you'd like to sign up, you can sign up with Concierge. We would bill you and then pay Meadow Scent. So you'd pay us on the monthly service fee. I think that's how it works. And then you would receive a monthly floral delivery from Meadow Scent. And again, it's $25 if you wanted to do it monthly, and $50 if you wanted to get 2 bouquets from Meadow Scent per month. The next thing is related to the Dulcimers concert. We had one yesterday in the health center, and we're going to have a repeat Dulcimers concert tomorrow at 2 p.m. in the PAC. And this is a summer concert of traditional and familiar tunes, with some audience participation as well. And Dr. Estwick and Jean Aldwell will be performing 3 numbers arranged for both the harmonica and the piano. So that is really fantastic. So that is tomorrow at 2 p.m. in the PAC. The last thing that I will just mention is that for the next couple of weeks, Philip is going to be on an extended vacation. He always likes to take the couple of days in the late August, early September to attend the US Open. It's a passion of his. And then he is headed to Norway, I think, for a couple of weeks. So I will be doing sort of a sabbatical coverage light for the next couple of weeks. So you'll find me split time between my desk and the health center, which I am looking forward to because I really liked it when I covered in the spring. And but I will be around. So if you don't see me so much at my desk, you know where to find me next door. But I hope Philip enjoys his time off. I know I certainly did. And we love to encourage that work-life balance for our staff. So you will see me around, but splitting my time. And I am around the rest of this week. If you need anything, you know where to find me. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much. Bye.